The next drill in our punt pressure is run the hoop. A lot of times, people are afraid to go block the kick because obviously it's going to result in a penalty. We don't take that strategy at Montclair State. We actually go ahead, run this particular drill to try to teach the players how to block the kid properly from the angle that they are coming from. As we take a look at the drill, you're going to notice that I have 4 gentlemen up front. Each gentleman will go one at a time, and they're all coming from different angles. If you are blocking the punt on the kicker's leg side, we're assuming that this kicker is now right-footed. When this gentleman comes in, after he now does his takeoff, going straight ahead, bend, he's going to go to the block point. I want you now to execute a kick as if you were kicking it. Okay, not the greatest form, right? Okay, most kickers are going to elongate their steps, and if it's 15 yards back, let's assume that the guy finishes at about 12 yards. Now he's going to punt the ball, and it's going to be out another yard. So the block point is now at 11 yards. The gentleman coming from the outside on the kicker's side foot is now going to put his arms out approximately 1 yard from the ball or the block point. And this is why they have to watch film, because I rather them looking at the block point than the foot or the ball, because you're only going to get one opportunity to block it. And we assume that we know where the kicker is going to be. Now he sticks the ball out. I'm about a yard away, and he's actually going to work on this drill of not only getting his hands on the ball, but also you notice he's going to turn his shoulder pads slightly inside, dropping his far shoulder, bringing up so that now he has a full surface of his chest and his abdominal area in order to block the kick. If you don't do this right, okay, you can use other parts of your body in order to block the kick, but it's not going to feel the greatest. The next thing is a good punt blocker is never going to leave their feet. I'm going to say that again. You don't block the kick by going airborne, even in desperation, because that's a good way of getting tangled up with his foot and missing the ball. When this guy approaches, again, he wants to have his upfield foot, okay, planted so that he can push off, turn his body, and almost work flat down the line of scrimmage. All right, let's execute that technique right now. Run the hoop. Again, he would be assimilating that there is a kick slide coming on right here. He's going to get up underneath that kick slide, and he's going to go block the kick at 11 yards. On the center's hand. Bend. Good. Again, he's a little bit upright, but at least he attempted to turn his body, okay? And that's where he can kind of get a little bit airborne with his back foot, but he's really on the ground when he turns his body. Now, the inside guy on the kicker's leg. His job, and a lot of guys do this, they go directly for the ball. After he breaks the plane, and again, your coach might say, well, why are you doing this 11 yards? The reason being is that they need to understand acceleration towards the punt. They are now not going to bring their body in front, because as soon as they bring their body in front, put the ball up as if you were kicking it, and your leg, there's a chance that I'm coming in across the body to block it. So what we do is we never stop accelerating when we are coming from the ball side, kicker's foot, from the inside. What we do is we keep running, put it up, and we turn sideways and knock it down to avoid the kicker's foot. Let's try that. Again, we're going to go on the center movement. Boom, get off. Nice. Again, his hands were a little bit too wide, but he's got the technique of going sideways, and he never loses speed. Okay, now we are from the inside away from the kicker's leg. Now the player needs to go across the body. Again, he will accelerate with whatever technique we're using, but our players know that if they're coming from the inside and they're away from the kicker's foot, they need to now come across the body just as if they were working from the kicker's leg. So if I'm coming in, I'm going to do this and turn my shoulders upright and go flat. Okay, inside from away from the kicker's foot. Get across? Good. Now, let's just stop at about 5 yards in front of the kicker on your path. Let's do that again. Okay? What'll happen is, if this guy breaks through, he knows right about now he's going to block the kick. To make this angle almost easier for him, he's going to cut and cross the kicker, and now he's going to do almost the same thing as the guy with the kicker's foot. I let him do it the first time so I could show you the difference. Let's pick it up here and use that technique rather than coming down and trying to bend in front. Go! Boom. We've blocked a couple kicks with that technique. Yes, we have made contact with the kicker's leg, but we're on the ball. It gives you a better approach to put that ball on the ground. And of course, from the previous drill, the scoop and score guy would be coming from that side if we designed it that way. Now the outside guy away from the kicker's foot. What's going to happen now is, again, he is going to approach the same way as the outside player is on the far side, but he needs to clearly understand that he is crossing the kicker's body. This is why a lot of teams do not like to block with a block specialist away from the kicker's leg, and he needs to be very good at getting his body with his chest in front. So as he approaches, he's going to come in like this, and he's going to get that body flat and finish going laterally across the field. Okay, let's execute that from the outside. Again, his takeoff's going to be straight ahead. It's going to be taken off on the center's leg. Good. Bend. Good. Down. Good. When we do the block technique, you don't have to wind up. Again, I'm going to remind you the last minute, just shove the hands and shove them down. What I call a low Frankenstein position. That drill is called running the hoop.